If you want to keep up to date with the latest channel activity, Destiny news, and dank memes, follow me on Twitter at Rickakis. What is up, guys? Rickakis here, and this is the complete guide for how to get your Year 3 Gjallarhorn with the Rise of Iron expansion, and in doing so, also get your Iron Gjallarhorn if you pre-ordered this expansion. So remember, guys, if you find this helpful, please remember to help me out by rating and especially sharing this video, even if it's just telling a friend. With that out of the way, let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do to begin the quest line to get the Gjallarhorn is complete the main storyline quest. You'll know you've done this because you'll get an exotic sword for doing so. I don't want to spoil too much with the storyline, but once you get that exotic sword, you know that, okay, you've done the main storyline. However, there's something else you need to do, and I guarantee, because this fooled me up a little bit, I guarantee it's going to cause some confusion for other players as well. Not only do you have to complete the main storyline quests, because upon doing so, you'll go back to the Felwinter's Peak social space and you can get a bunch new quests that have just appeared, but you also have to do one more thing. You actually have to open up your Rise of Iron Triumphs book. You have to do this. In fact, you can see me here opening it up and immediately getting the Echoes from the Past quest, which is the Gjallarhorn quest. A lot of people don't know about that because they just opened up their books immediately, but you do have to do those two things in order to begin on this exotic quest. So let's get started step by step for how to complete this exotic quest. The first part of the Echoes of the Past quest is Patrol the Plaguelands. It has you go to the Archon's Keep area in patrol mode right beside the Archon's Forge, and you have to acquire a certain patrol activity, a certain patrol mission. You actually have to acquire the patrol mission that has you scan a certain object. This will spawn randomly, but it is the icon with the diamond as you're seeing here. Accept that patrol mission and it's going to take you deep into the Archon's Forge, past it, through some tunnels, and to kind of the very ends of the map. In order to get where you need to go in this mission, you will need a splicer key to open up a laser field. Now, these splicer keys are acquired in patrol mode on the Plaguelands simply by killing stuff like brood monitors and other high-tier enemies. Follow the objective marker and work your way through these tunnels and you'll eventually be faced with a SIVA fallen walker. Kill this walker and the area you have to scan is right behind him. Scanning this area will complete the first part of this quest and take you back to the Felwinter's Peak area to talk to Lord Saladin and then talk to the Cryptarch, and then you're on your way to do the next part. And this next part is collecting the Iron Medallions, and this next part is why YouTubers like myself make guides. You have to go all around the patrol mode, and there is one in Felwinter's Peak, and collect these Iron Medallions in order to complete this next step. For the one in Felwinter's Peak, you just have to scale the side of the mountain that is kind of immediately in the open area. You can see me do it here. You don't have to go that far upwards, but then you'll acquire one of the Iron Medallions. Aside from that, the rest are acquirable in the patrol mode on the Plaguelands. Now, all of these Iron Medallions will show an objective marker when you are getting close to them so you know their exact location. The first one is going to be almost immediately when you spawn in with patrol mode. It's just in this little shack. The next one is in the Giant's Husk area. Head above the ship to the place where all the shipping containers are, overlooking this area, and it's amongst these two shipping containers, pretty much at the center of this area. You can see me go to it here. Moving on from there, continue traveling around the map in patrol mode, and you're going to reach the Archon's Keep yet again. The first medallion is amongst some rubble to the left of the giant circular entrance to the Archon's Forge. Upon acquiring this one, head deeper into the Archon's Forge, pretty much head to where you were the last mission, and about halfway to where that SIVA walker is, you can find yet another one near a big red pipe. From that point, backtrack back outside and start heading around the map again. Continuing on your journey, you're going to reach Forgotten Pass. It has a giant bridge, and on one side of this bridge, near a fallen crate, you will find another medallion. Continuing on your journey around patrol mode, you will eventually reach Bunker Triglav. Now, the medallion here is located in the massive circular bunker, basically to the opposite of where the bunker with the very small opening where the rocket launcher is. You can see it right here. Head into this giant circular bunker, and it's pretty close to the inside on your left. And with that, you will have acquired all iron medallions you need. You're going to head back to Felwinter's Peak and talk to the Cryptarch. She is then going to send you on your way to complete the mission A Symbol of Honor in Old Russia on Earth. It's a relatively straightforward mission. It involves killing enemies and scanning things, pretty much what every Destiny mission requires. However, I do have a definite tip for those of you trying to attempt to do this solo. There is going to be a part in this mission where you have to defuse these massive fallen bombs. Now on this part, you're going to have pretty much constant shanks, both normal shanks and exploder shanks coming at you. To get away from those exploder shanks, which is definitely going to be your main concern, simply stand on top of the bombs and shoot the normal shanks to your heart's content. Whenever you want, you can take care of the exploder shanks. They actually can't reach you from where you are. After defusing those bombs and killing a boss, you are going to complete this mission, and it's going to make you go back once again to Felwinter's Peak. Yet again, you're going to talk to Tyra, the Cryptarch, and this time you're going to have to collect 5 dormant SIVA clusters. Now this does count the ones you already have. Presumably, if you already have found 5 dormant SIVA clusters, it'll automatically complete this part. I had 3 when accepting this, and so I only had to find 2 more. Now I am planning on in the future doing a guide to find all of the SIVA clusters in the game, but for right now I'm just going to show you where 5 guaranteed SIVA clusters are so that you can complete this part of the quest. Now you can actually find 3 SIVA clusters just from doing the final mission. The first one is located next to a SIVA triangle in the massive red room where you had your first proper inside engagement.
The SIVA replication complex awaits.
The next one is located just inside a platform in the Archon's Forge, as you can see here. Very easy to find this one. And the third one is located near the end of the final mission when you're about to enter the massive complex where the SIVA is housed. Just go to your left instead, follow a bridge of rocks, and it will lead you to the 3rd SIVA cluster. So those are the 3 you can acquire in the final mission. As for 2 more that you can acquire right away to complete this part of the quest, there's one located almost immediately when you spawn in to patrol mode, as you can see here. Once you get that one, turn around and go to the Bunker Triglav area and head up to the observation tower near the very top on the opposite side of a monitor. You're going to find it. And that should cover your required 5 SIVA clusters. Upon completing this, you're going to have to go back to the Iron Temple, to Felwinter's Peak, and talk to Lord Saladin. He is going to send you to do the mission Beauty and Delivery in Old Russia, and this is the last mission you need to do when acquiring your Gjallarhorn. This mission has you spawn in the Skywatch, kill a bunch of enemies, and then you're going to have to go to the table where the Gjallarhorn is being built, and you're going to have to repair it, essentially defend it as enemies are spawning. This is time for another Cacus pro tip, because if you're doing this solo, you could encounter some trouble with this part. There's a lot of enemies that spawn. Now, if this is the case, simply hop behind the desk where the Gjallarhorn is, or behind the couple of crates that are here as well, and you can have ample cover in this area, and you can just kill the enemies whenever you want. That's because the repairing part of this mission is not on any sort of timer. You can kill all of the enemies, all of the the waves of enemies, from behind this protected location, and then they will stop spawning once they're all dead. At this point, you can go out and repair this objective completely unhindered. Again, great tip for solo players. If you have a bunch of friends, you can just go to town on the enemies. Once you've finished repairing the Gjallarhorn, you can actually go and pick it up, and it will give you the actual Gjallarhorn, yet the mission won't exactly end there. It kind of gives you a chance to test this bad boy out, gives you basically unlimited heavy ammo, and has you go to town against some SIVA walkers and some stupid dregs on those bikes. After obliterating absolutely everything in sight, it is going to have you go back to Lord Saladin one last time in Felwinter's Peak. Talking to him will finally complete the last step in this exotic questline, although it won't really do anything. Again, at this point, you already have the Gjallarhorn. Make sure to leave a heavy inventory slot open and go to the postmaster and acquire your iron Gjallarhorn if you haven't already. There actually is two completely different Gjallarhorns. There's the normal Gjallarhorn you get from this quest, and there's the iron Gjallarhorn that spawns in at only 3 attack. And again, it's a totally separate item that you can infuse up to whatever light you want. Frankly, as a collector, I'm keeping both. And guys, that's gonna wrap up how to acquire your Gjallarhorn in Year 3 with the Rise of Iron. Again, if you found this guide helpful, please remember to help me out by rating or sharing this video. If you want to see more Destiny content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickHackis. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.